The mounted police officers are extremely valuable to the department. A lot of the ways that they're valuable is just community relations. When you're on the horse, you're face to face. You can look at people and you can see the expressions in their face. You can smile. You can easily have a conversation with them. And it's such an icebreaker. So the colloquium that we're part of today started in 1983. The need was recognized that, hey, I need training. I need to further my horsemanship skills. It started out with nobody bringing horses. It started out with maybe 20 people, a representative from your local departments that were close, coming here to the Kentucky Horse Park and sitting at a round table type discussion and talking about your current ways of policing, and it's since evolved. So 1983 to 2023, that's 40 years. My name is Captain Lisa Rakes. I'm from Kentucky. I grew up on a working farm. I was in the military for a stint and then got hired into the police academy. And then I spent 23 years with the downtown Lexington Police Department. It was time for me to retire that phase of my career, and the opportunity presented itself here at the Kentucky Horse Park. I retired on a Friday and started to work here on a Monday. The trust between the rider and horse is extremely important when you're patrolling. The fact that you're riding a live animal. So you want to have that connection. You want the horse to be trained to listen to you, to listen to your aids that you're giving him, whether it's the leg that's on him and keeping him away from the traffic or the rain. You want him to have that connection with you. Instructors that are teaching equitation drills and working equitation and obstacles, they're helping further that connection and build those relationships so that the horse learns to trust us.
Day to day, when I first started on the unit in 2003, as an agent, we just deployed to high traffic areas that were predominantly able to be better patrolled by horses as opposed to ATVs or dirt bikes or regular field agents. It was remote, environmentally sensitive areas. It's really where we like to work because maybe not all of our other assets could get in there. So we found that horse patrol units work the best in there.
I found that policing on the back of a horseback is community orientated. It allows the community to build partnerships with the police, and that it's a regular day-to-day conversation. So where they see a police officer on a bike or in a car, they always feel that they're busy or they don't want to interrupt or anything like that. But it usually starts with a friendly conversation like, how old is your horse? What is the name of your horse? Oh my God, that's a horse.
The public seeing us on a horse makes us approachable, and I think it also bridges the gap between the scary police officer and just someone that they can talk to and ask real questions to and feel safe.
We've got people that ride city, we ride rural. We're all law enforcement, and underlying, we all do the same thing. We serve the community.
So this year we're at 150 participants. Normally we're hovering around 100, and I think you'll be able to see why people come and want to continue to come and further their education and their relationship with their horse.
I have gone to many different equitation competitions throughout North America, and I am a true believer that the colloquium is by far the most diverse, best training that you're going to ever possibly get in probably the best, most high-tech horse facility you're ever going to be in.
All of the different instructors that they've had over the years, they present their topics in such a way that they're making suggestions to you. They're not saying you must do it this way. They're saying, hey, this is how it's worked well for us. Here's a tool to try.
So right now, since we're down here, we'll go ahead and we'll let you guys do some barrel practice. From the moment I met the other instructors when we came in the first time to instruct, it's like instantly we all clicked and have built a very, very good friendship over the years.
It's nice to see the camaraderie ship, and it's not cutthroat because we're all working towards the same goal here. We all want our horses to be better, and we all want ourselves to be better. That's why we come, so they can take that back to showcase to their community. You'll see some of the fun things that they're incorporating in. It speeds things up when you add games or a friendly competition to things. You realize what you're missing, where your holes are in your training. The slower you go, generally, the better it's going to be, but sometimes you can't go slow.
When you go around that corner, try not to slow right down in the corner. Don't dig into these corners. You can make them round.
It's a very hard thing to say to a four-legged animal, you know, I need you to be perfect today. But through that training and development and constant, you know, showing them that we can get through it and building that trust relationship with the horses, and that common goal that kind of sort of pushes everyone through it is what makes this colloquium the place to be for training.
Awesome, that's exactly what I'm looking for.
It's such a great experience here because it's not about being a cop. It's about your partnership with your horse.
So we're covering lots of topics here during our training at the colloquium, and the bread and butter, I'll say, and a lot of people don't like working on it necessarily, but we got to do it. It's our equitation. It showcases the need and the desire that people really have to make themselves better.
Mandy, just slow your pace down a tiny bit. There you go, not too much.
So last year we did a 100-horse musical ride, and I've never seen that before. So that was last year. So this year we end up having 150 horses in it, and Lisa says, oh, we're gonna do that again by popular demand, and by the way, you've got 1 hour to teach it instead of 1 hour and 20. Each of those movements are equitational things that you need to learn, right? So your eye lead, your balance, your how to bend, how to flex, and you're learning it through application of a position in a drill ride or a musical ride, but not knowing that that is what's going to be the end result. So the crowd control is something that we teach back at home all the time. We try to not only maintain but further develop our animals through the sensory training that we provide them. You never know what is going to happen when you're in a sporting event or at a concert or a demonstration or protest. Our horses are almost mandated to be perfect.
The mind-blowing cool thing that I've enjoyed is watching 150 horses doing that choreographed dance yesterday, taking mobile field formations, which we practice, but actually doing something really special with it.
All together, don't rush this, don't rush, don't rush.
I think what's really special about this event is they accommodated the two different traditions. It didn't matter, you know, which way you rode. If you rode English or Western, they had different scoring, and you weren't penalized because maybe you're on a draft horse that can run faster than a tiny little quarter horse from the West. So I think this organization does a really good job of bringing it all together and not spending a whole lot of time worrying about what's your discipline and how do you tack up and what gear do you use?
That's what makes it special, is that you're asking a Clydesdale to be a quarter horse and do barrel racing, and then you're asking, you know, a barrel racing horse to go in and do sensory training, you know, with whatever's being thrown at them. So you're asking a lot out of each horse that's in there, and everyone has their, you know, real good strong fronts, and everyone has those nuances of weakness. But when you come together all as one, the strength of all of them together is just overwhelming to watch.
They're new experiences, and even though, realistically, are we going to do some of these obstacles on the street? Absolutely not. What's important is that when we do these, he knows that no matter what I'm telling him to do, it's safe and it's okay. The different techniques when it comes to crowd control, when it comes to any of the things that we've done here this week, for me, what's nice is it's just great networking, and it sort of helps build our own training program that we have, especially when we go throughout the years and we see maybe different changes that different agencies have made, because maybe tactics are a little bit different or a little bit safer, or what has worked and hasn't worked. So we take those directly back to our own members of the unit.
The police officers and the groups that come here to train, they are very passionate about improving the connection between themselves and their horse so that they can go back to their communities and be safe. You should never quit learning. You should keep sharpening your skills, and taking training lessons or equitation skills is one of the best things we can do to make our horses better. So I think those are just tremendous things that the horse park has to offer for the folks that come.